Blessings, sacred sovereign soul. Welcome. I am Lady Drasmin. And it is Tarot Tuesday live here on TikTok. Hi. Welcome, everyone. So let's drop in with 3 cleansing breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Welcome, beloved one. If you are joining me here on TikTok, welcome Shani, welcome Rani, welcome Laxin, welcome Sam, welcome Robert, welcome everyone. If you are here on YouTube catching the replay, welcome. If you are new, welcome. If this is your if you are returning, welcome back. So wonderful to have you here. Welcome Pandorsi. Welcome everyone. So before we dive into today's tarot, welcome to July. We have now officially hit the midway point of the year, and I would love to hear from you. What have been 3 highlights of this past year for you? Comment down below. Let me know. Let us celebrate each other on what we have accomplished for ourselves, for our business, within our homes. It could be something really small. It could be something really big. Let us celebrate each other's wins. Comment down below and share with me your first or top 3 highlights of the past 6 months. And also share with me, what are 3 things that you are looking forward to through the rest of the year? So welcome Princess Love. Welcome Ayan. Welcome Masai. Welcome everyone. So I have an announcement before we dive into Tarot Tuesday. So there have been some changes, shall we say, in the legacy and the business that I am building here, the ecocentric education temple that I steward. And until further notice, the physical location of the Soul Salon is closed. So a lot of the ceremonies and offerings that were happening in person are going to be on pause until further notice. I do not have answers on where or when or how that transformation and transition might look. This just happened in the last week. So I am still recalibrating and sorting out my own foundation and how to restructure things so that I can continue moving forward with ease and grace, and so that all the parties involved feel heard and seen and honored in this process. Now, this shift has catalyzed the launch of an online offering that I have been feeling in my heart for a while, and I was running something similar a few years ago for a while, and then that went on pause. So basically what I am opening, okay, you ready for this? So we meet here on Tuesday and we pull cards and we check in on the energy, right? But it's not enough. We need to be showing up regularly and consistency in practice, in connection, in accountability, right? We grow in the mirror of relating. So I'm excited to announce the launch of the Soul Circle Sanctuary. It is an online offering. We meet online 4 days a week. This is day 1. We meet Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. On Tuesday, we'll do tarot, pull some cards, check in on the energy, collective messages, followed by personal readings if I have the spaciousness to. On Wednesday, I'm going to offer a teaching. On Thursday, we have a check-in where we have open discussion. You bring your goals, we create actionable plans, and it's an accountability space. On Thursday, we talk about the teachings of the week, we talk about breakthroughs, we talk about challenges. You know, we're in group discussion, just talking things out, working together, holding space for each other, supporting each other in our dreams, in our mama manifestations, in our daily lives, whatever is needed. And then Friday will be a very relaxed, open Q&A session for deeper integration and soul work. We will be meeting 4 weeks a month. Week 1, the first week of the month, we will focus on mind. The second week, we will focus on heart. The third week, we will focus on the body. And the fourth week, we will focus on our energy. If there is a 5th week of the month, or the first week of the month starts after Tuesday, then we won't be meeting those weeks. So we're only meeting 4 weeks a month. And this offering is a pay what you can offering. I'm putting the value online and in my shop at $44.44 because I have to put a number for people to check out the offering. But in the description of my offering is the PayPal and Venmo info, so you can pay what you can, what you're able to in this current now. If you need to pay less, you are welcome. If you're able to pay more, I deeply appreciate the support, and so do the other sovereigns who are looking for a space for this. It is vital. It is vital. Let me repeat that. It is vital that we are in integration right now. We have already received the codes. We have already anchored in the new now earth timeline. We have already received the downloads. We have gone through the transformation. Now it is about integration and embodiment. And my personal work is all about integration wellness. Those of you who have been with me for a while, those of you who have attended circles at my Soul Salon Temple when the doors were open, know that I'm all about the ceremony work and the post-ceremony work, because our work in ceremony, our work in ritual, our work engaging with plant allies, whether they're psychoactive or non-psychoactive, is unlocking a key, right? But once we enter that doorway, we have to ground it into the physical experience, and we are not meant to do this journey alone. So after almost a decade of holding space for myself, holding space for clients, I'm opening this online community for us to support us, to witness, to guide, to love you. And you get to pay whatever you want. What I am asking of you is your commitment to yourself and to show up regularly in the space. The calendar is updated. The Google Calendar is updated. That's where I update first. Because I'm going through this recalibration, I have not had time to update my Facebook. I have not had time to email my subscribers. And I'm working on building a brand new website because that old has completely collapsed. Like, it was a tower moment. It came out of the blue. It just completely has rocked my world. And I have some other projects that I'm in the middle of. So I invite your patience and grace with me while I am figuring out the admin behind the scenes things. But we are getting started right here, right now, because there's a lot that is changing on the world stage. There's a lot of unrest, and there is a need for soul-aligned leadership. Yet the only way we can attract that in our world is when we cultivate that within ourselves. And the stronger we are within ourselves, the more we are able to hold space for the beings in our lives. And together we rise. Together we grow. Together we come into this place of divine union within, and support each other with integrating the divine and the human, so that we can all peacefully thrive in this being human experience. Okay, my loves? So this is my big announcement that I wanted to share. So if you're interested in joining this online space, okay, I'll keep Tarot Tuesdays free for now. And then the replay will be getting posted on YouTube on Tuesday instead of Wednesday, like I have been for the last few months. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is part of that closed subscription offering. I'm still figuring out the platform, so just reach out, send me a message. Soon I will have the online landing page so we can meet, but there will be replays available so that you can get caught up Wednesday night and show up for the deeper integration discussion circles on Thursday and Friday. Okay, so I believe that I have been clear on that. If you have any questions, please reach out, let me know. Thank you for the heart, Slimmy. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining. I'm really excited to go into this online space of integration with y'all. If I'm being perfectly honest, I am not happy about doing it online because I love in person. I love looking at you eye to eye. I love the opportunity to hold your hand, to put my hand on your heart and say, my beloved one, I see you, I honor you, I accept you where you are, I love you. Like, let me love you while you're learning how to love yourself. Like, I love in-person connection. I love in-person group connection. And yet, this is where the divine is leading me right now, to open a virtual space until I'm able to do this in person or hybrid. God, Goddess only knows. Shout out God, Om Jai Ma, leaving it all to the utmost high to reveal the process. But we're going to be meeting, right? And so we get to connect deeper, right? Like, it's not just like, oh, Olive is just, Lady Drasmin is just showing up once a week and pulling cards on Tuesday. No, now we get to dive deep together, right? And I am here to help you uncoil and unravel your magic, so that you can be in deeper embodiment of your authenticity and your truth. So we are in week one. Week one, we are talking about the mind. We're talking about mental sovereignty. We're talking about language. We're talking about breath. We are in the element of air. Let's drop into today's reading with some little breath work here, okay? So we're going to inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Okay, nice, long, soft inhale. And long, slow exhale through the mouth. Okay, this is the clearing breath. Okay, inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Let's do 3 more of those. Inhale through the breath. Exhale through the mouth. And you will start to notice as you continue, inhale, exhale, that you naturally start to equalize, right? It doesn't feel as intense. You start to come into a neutral place where you're just softly breathing. Breath number 2 we're going to do this week is the grounding breath, okay? So as you inhale, you're going to stick your tongue to the roof of your mouth. And then exhale through your mouth, okay? So the first was the clearing breath. We're just clearing the cobwebs, coming back to a split space of equilibrium within self. Breath 2, grounding, right? Tongue to the roof of the mouth on the inhale, exhale through the mouth. Let's do 3 more of those. Inhale. Two more. Inhale. Last one. And back to your regular breathing. Okay, beautiful. Coming back to the present moment on the bridge of breath. I've said this before. I'll say this again. I'll say this beyond my grave. If the number one practice that you cultivate in your life is the awareness of breath, that is the highest level of mastery. Because one single breath is the difference between wisdom and the dum-dum. And so it's really important to continue cultivating our practice of breath awareness. Do this when you wake up. Do this before you go to bed. Do this multiple times in the day. You can cultivate breath awareness when you're driving, when you're at the store in the checkout line, when you're on the phone waiting on hold for what feels like infinity, when you're on the toilet. Where can you cultivate deeper breath awareness? In the moments where you feel like there's too much. Without this awareness of breath, without anchoring in this practice, everything else that we do isn't going to stick. It's not going to land. It's not going to be integrated. And if that's tough titties for you, I'm here to tell you the truth. I'm going to be gentle with you, but sometimes there's going to be things that I say that might cut, that might trigger, that might make you want to turn the video off and say, to hell with this woman. That's okay. I'm okay with triggering you. I'm okay being the villain in your story for a day or two or a lifetime. That's cool. Because I'm here to support you. My vision is to support anyone who steps into my space, step into their highest timeline. And that requires effort. But it doesn't have to be effortful. It can be effortless by tapping into that breath, clearing the mind, centering the heart, grounding the body, anchoring the spirit, so that we can receive our own wisdoms, so we can see clearly beyond the veil of separation and the illusion of the ego. EGO, edging goodness out, edging God out, edging goddess out, edging your own divinity out. You are not the thoughts and opinions of other people. Mental sovereignty is about recognizing that you create what you see. Everything that you see has been created by an invocation, and our collective intention of the words that we speak has created the reality that we now co-create and exist in. And so we have the power to change the reality that we are in by choosing different words. I wrote a song yesterday about this, coming out soon. So let's dive a little deeper into what the divine wants us to know for this week, for the month ahead, on how to continue standing in our mental sovereignty, how to empower our mind, our thoughts, so that we create a world that is actually nourishing and empowering, not separationist and wasteful. Let's get one card from this deck. So, this invitation this week is saying to step into the mindset of compliments. Ooh. Have you ever given a stranger a compliment? How do you receive a compliment? Sometimes we think about soul work as being very intense and heavy and dark and weepy and lots of tissues. And that's true. Sometimes it is. But sometimes soul work is about appreciating beauty, is about laughter, is about play, is about receiving graciously. So what do you do when you are given a compliment? Do you allow yourself to receive that? Or do you ignore it? Or do you change the subject? That is going to be a measure. That is going to be a telling sign of your depth of receptivity to yourself. If you are not able to take a compliment from someone outside of you, right? How can you receive the actual physical gifts that the divine already has waiting for you? So your practice this week for mental empowerment is to receive compliments and to give compliments. I accept it and say thank you. That's right, Ruby. That's where we want to be. Thank you. A receiving practice that I've shared, and I'll share here with you, that I was shared by one of my teachers, is when someone gives you a compliment, or really anything nice, does something nice for you, goes out of their way, take a moment, place a hand on your heart, breathe it in, and on the second one, breathe in and say deeply received, and let it go. And take a third breath and really feel the gift that they have given you. And the gift of giving them your deep receiving, deeply received. A child brings you a little flower, deeply received. A stranger pays you a compliment, deeply received. Your partner says, thanks for doing the dishes. deeply received. You give a compliment, I invite you to take it another level and call people out on their not receiving and place a gentle hand on their shoulder. If that's the kind of relationship you have, we have a consent, right? Don't just be touching people if you don't know them or, they don't vibe that way. But like, hey, I would love for you to please receive what I'm saying. Could you take a moment? That would really mean a lot to me. Oh, wow, thank you so much for calling me into full presence. This is something that I eventually added to my receiving practice, right? First, I had to receive within myself. And then once I am comfortable with receiving, then I'm inviting other people to also receive what I'm giving them. Because too often, especially in today's world, we are in a construct that we are breaking out of. Okay, this is part of our work of mental sovereignty. We are in a world where it's go. Hustle. What's the next thing? Get shit done. It's very rigid, linear, masculine centric. And guess what? We need both masculine and feminine energy. It's not always linear. It's not always rigid. It's not always a clear-cut line. Sometimes it's wavy. Sometimes it's dip. Sometimes it's a high. Sometimes we just don't know what the fuck is going on. It doesn't matter. Can we receive what is presenting with grace? So, what do you do or say that can be positively appreciated? Where can you notice the actions, the embodiment, the presence of another and acknowledge them for it? Your shirt that's a great color on you. Tell the man standing in front of you. You see a person begging on the side of the street. You don't have anything to offer. You can still offer them your prayer. You can still offer them gratitude. They have their own life. They have their own journey. Shifting your mindset from disdain and disgust and tolerance to witness, curiosity, and compassion will fortify you from the mental attacks of the world, the old world that is dying right now. The old world, the old paradigm that has been running the show for thousands of years is dying. And the enemy, the darkness, will attempt to attack your mind by distracting you with petty things, quote unquote, petty. Don't let it get to you. Breathe. Come back to center. Okay? Do it with feeling. Truly think about your power of words and how one sentence can change someone's life. One sentence, one act of kindness, one kind word can completely shift not just your frequency, but the frequency of someone else. Go a little deeper into this practice. Experience or imagine the reaction of someone else. This is how you increase your empathy, and we're going a little bit into the heart space, which we'll cover next week, right? But really start to see yourself as the other, because we are all reflections of the divine. We are all made of earth, air, fire, and water. We all drink the same water. We are all sharing the same air in the sphere of the earth. We all need fire and warmth and shelter. We all have a physical body that has its own story, memory of life, of self, of all kinds of things, right? Can you step into the experience of the other receiving your compliment, and if you feel their heart tight, soften, because then that vibration will mirror out and be felt by the other. And then notice how your world starts changing when you are truly present and you choose to pay attention to the beauty, to the goodness. And I'm not saying bypass, okay? No, we're not into that. I'm not saying ignore all the other stuff. I'm saying start to balance the scales within your mind so that your automatic reaction becomes one of curiosity rather than one of disgust. So your natural inclination is to graciously receive over defensively deflect. Do you hear the difference? Let's get some tarot. First one, the Hierophant. Creating structure in your life. There is a lot of resistance to creating routines, to discipline. But without discipline, okay, you're not going to be able to anchor and grow the garden of your soul. If you don't water your garden of your plants, if you have an actual garden, right? If you don't water your plants every day, they will die. You have to water them at a certain time. If you overwater them, they will die, right? It's a balance. You put too much energy, it'll die. You don't put enough energy, it'll die. Same with your job. You have to show up to work. If you call out of work too many times, they'll fire your ass. If you run your own business and you don't show up and do what you need to do for your business, it's going to fall apart. I mean, it might still fall apart, right? But at least you know you've done everything you can. In the same way, you have to create a routine that helps you stabilize your own sense of sovereignty. For the masculine bodies, a routine is very easy because the masculine is running on a testosterone solar cycle. They get up, they have energy, they have that high peak of energy. It starts to come down by about like 5-6 o'clock. Testosterone has dropped. And then they go into like just rest and creativity for the rest of the night. That's the same for them. 365 days a year till the day they die. Women, feminine bodies, doesn't matter what gender you identify with, feminine bodies are lunar beings. We are cyclical. Sometimes we're up in the daytime, sometimes we're up in the nighttime. Sometimes we're down day and night, and sometimes we're up day and night. And I have a document that will be transferring to my new website and my new online store where I share with you the woman's seasons and cycles so that you can start creating a life that is in harmonics with your natural rhythms. Not creating resistance by forcing yourself to fit in a paradigm that is dying. Because it doesn't fucking work, y'all. It does not work, okay? The feminine body cannot operate like the masculine because, hello, we literally have different parts. We have different hormones. We have different ways of feeling. We literally have a womb and the masculine does not. Like, hello, biology. Forget all the spiritual stuff, biology. So you need to create a routine for yourself this month that starts to honor your natural rhythms, that helps you feel inspired, that helps you stay motivated. This is why the Soul Circle Sanctuary is launching to help you create those routines, to stay accountable, to have a space where you can connect with other like-minded people. Hello, Lady Drasmin over here has been doing this for a while. She's got her shit together, not always. I'm human too. I don't always stick with my routines and schedules, but the days I do, oh, I'm on fire, baby. And this Soul Circle Sanctuary online is to help me as well right now, if I'm being perfectly honest with y'all, okay? A little tender moment here. It's also for me to stay present with myself because there's so much change happening around me that I also need an accountability space. So why not share that with you and we grow together? Structure and routine is going to be really important for you this month to start stabilizing your mental sovereignty. Structure and routine is going to be really important for you this month to start stabilizing your mental sovereignty. As you create your routines, as you create your structures, as you stabilize your daily life and your foundations, you start to notice where you are and are not in balance. Are you getting enough rest? Are you making time to pray and play alongside all the work that you need to do? On the days that you're extra busy are the days you definitely need to sit down and do some meditation. Are the days that you definitely need to lay down and roll out your back and stretch. Are the days that you definitely need to step the fuck away and go smell some flowers. Your busy days are the days you need self-care the most. Balance isn't about making sure you do X amount of hours on the same project every single day. Balance is about making sure that all your needs are being met every single day. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, creative, financial, and connection. And some days you might need more here and less here. And other days you might need more here and less here. It doesn't matter. That's part of being in flow. That's part of allowing. That's part of sovereignty, is recognizing, what do I need today? Where do I need to nourish and nurture myself a little more so that I can continue cultivating inner harmony and thus balance in my everyday life? Because if you are in balance, your body will start shutting down. The reason there is disease, dysfunction, disassociation, disconnect, disorder is because there's no balance. And we can see it on the global stage. I'm not going to bring politics into this because all of that, all of the political stuff, all that's happening in the global stage is because individually, the majority of the collective has fallen out of balance within the inner equilibrium. So the more that we focus on the I am and we focus on our own sovereignty and our own balance, it'll be a natural ripple effect. Do you feel me? Let's get a third message. Number 1. We got 3 major arcanas, y'all. 5, the Hierophant. 14, numbers 1, 4, which adds up to a 5, okay? Balance is what feeds structure. Structure helps to nurture balance. These are tied together, okay? If we're looking at the esoterica of the tarot and looking at the deeper meanings of tarot, these they work together, okay? Like 14, 5, 5, 14, like hello, back and forth, okay? Balance, structure, structure, balance. Harmony, structure, structure, harmony. Okay? Like it's a cyclical thing. And then we have the number 1. You are the author of your own life. Every day you wake up, you have a choice. Am I going to get up and embrace the day? I don't wanna, but I get to. Or am I just going to continue to perpetuate old cycles because I am not empowering my own mental faculties? Magician. I speak, therefore I am. I think, therefore I can create. I do, therefore I become. I am that I am, all that I am, a co-creator in partnership with the divine. And if you started your day great, and it goes on. And if it doesn't, well, it can change. It might take you a few hours. Yesterday, half my day was eaten up because of something that came up and took up 2 hours of my rising. It took me 6 hours to recharge from that emotional drain. That's okay. It's what I needed. It's how I operate. I have come into acceptance that sometimes it takes me that long to recharge. What did I do? I took care of my laundry, I washed my sheets, I cleaned my bed, I swept my floor, I finished a book. Like I was gentle with myself in the process. I could have been all pissed off and stressed about it and just laid in bed eating chips and getting high all day, right? Every breath, every moment is a choice. And you're being asked to really consider your immediate choices because the future is built based on the choices in the now. Not on some dream or imagination of someday. It's happening right here, my darlings. The future is ever changing based on your decisions in the now. One step after another. If you don't have the higher picture, that's okay. Trust that it will come. If you do have a vision for the higher, come back to the reality. Come back to the present moment. Come back to what you need to do right here, right now. Let's get one final message. 8 of Wands. Take inspired action. One step at a time. That's what this is saying. 8 of Wands. One step at a time, choosing to move forward joyously or not. You can choose to have grace for yourself in the moment with whatever is arising. You may not like what's happening, and it's okay. You can be upset. You can be sad, right? All of you is valid. We'll dive a little deeper into our emotions next week. Think from the higher mind. What would your highest self want you to do in this moment? If you had that perfect dad, that perfect mom, what guidance and counsel would they give you? How would they speak to you? Start speaking to yourself that way. Start parenting, reparenting yourself. Because only when we learn how to be sovereign within our minds, then we really start seeing effective change in our lives. So, those are the messages that were coming through today for week 1, for the mind, and for the month of June, right? This is setting the tone for June. Okay, so let go of your need to control anything and everything around you, because guess what? You've got a lot of power, but you control very little. All you really have control over is yourself. Wow, that's amazing. Nobody can control you. Nobody can take away your peace of mind without your holy consent. And that includes the radio chatter in here, right? Because what's going on in here is going to affect our decisions and choices in everyday life. So, let me know what you thought of today's transmission. And again, if you want to join me for a deeper dive, we're going to go into some deeper practices tomorrow around breathwork and mental sovereignty. And you want to join my online virtual circle, pay what you can offering, send me a private message for the details until I get all the links going. You know, I've been really striving to get everything done within balance. Otherwise, it would be done right now, right? But I am anchoring a new Now Earth timeline where I honor my feminine body, I honor the seasons and cycles of things, and I trust that I am in partnership with the divine and I don't need to hurry. So let's get an oracle message to close out today's reading. Let me go find it. Hold on one second. Okay, so let's get some animal spirits for the week ahead, some animal allies to help us stay within our mental empowered sovereignty. Yeah, okay. Let's do three animal guides, okay? And one of these is going to be for you. Trust your intuition on which ally is speaking to you most this week, and then do some research online for further messages. So the first one is the wombat spirit. Look how cute. Number 68, and it says, be at home. Be at home within your mind. Be at home within your body. Be at home within your heart. Be at home within your spirit. Be at home and at peace with whatever is arising for you right now. Trust that you are exactly where you are meant to be. You are safe. All is well. The wombat spirit. Okay, group 2. Bobcat spirit. Life is a mystery. So much unknown is happening right now. You're not sure what the next step is, where you go from here, how things are going to happen. It's okay. Can you trust that life is a mystery? Can you step back into the wisdom of the child that doesn't know that tomorrow may not come and yet is excited to get up and play the next day when they're told they have to go to bed? They're like, okay, we'll play tomorrow. Trust that life is a beautiful mystery, and it is just waiting for you to surrender to its wisdom of when and how it reveals itself to you. Number 8. And then the third one is number 22, dragonfly spirit. Truth transcends illusion. Where are you wearing a mask? Where are others wearing a mask around you and you can intuitively feel it, yet you are not allowing yourself to trust your intuition? For whatever reason, it doesn't matter. Where can you recognize your own patterns and habits that are keeping you small and not allowing you to step into a more authentic version of yourself? Where are you still holding on to old stories because of the illusion of safety? Ultimately, the truth will come out. And so you might as well reclaim that truth from a place of gentleness before the divine steps in with thunder. Okay, so those are the 3 spirit animal messages that I have for you today. I'm just going to set these here. Let's drop back into breath to close today's reading. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Thank you so much for being here, beloved one. Thank you for joining me live. Thank you for all the hearts, comments, likes, and shares. If you are catching the replay, thank you for joining me here on the replay on YouTube. And if you're interested in a personal reading, stick around. Let me just close up this video. And I hope to see you tomorrow and this month in the Soul Circle Sanctuary online monthly group. And until we meet again, take care of your beautiful selves. Nourish, hydrate, breathe, pay compliments to strangers, receive compliments, bring your mind back into balance and gratitude and receiving. And remember, you are love, here to love and to be loved.